Hi, it's Karen here. Thank you for joining me. Today I thought we would paint a really fun little notelet or a little greetings card. I've painted this on a blank pre-bought cardstock, but you can use watercolour paper and make a card shape out of that. And I've painted the envelope as well. So that's what we're going to be painting. And if we get time, I thought we would paint this really cute little postcard. I thought that would be quite good to paint as well. So hopefully we'll get time to do that as well. So let's get started. This is what I was telling you about. This is one of the pre-bought card stock. It's 4 inches by 4 inches, so it makes a really nice size little notelet. Excuse me. And it's always good to have in your stash. Now I'm using a size 4 round, and I'm just going into my watercolor paints, and I'm just literally just dropping some really nice little petally flower shapes, really not thinking about it too much, leaving a little bit of white space because I think that kind of lends itself. Now you can cover the whole of the of your card up if you want to, but it's totally up to you. Now when you think you've got enough of a particular colour that you've chosen, okay, just rinse through my brush out. I'm going to go into my orange. These are Winsor & Newton paints that I'm using, and it's their vibrant range. I quite like these, and on this one I'm just putting literally little dots, well, not dots really, so kind of the shape of my brush, and I'm just making these lovely generic petally flower shapes. Now I'm going to change over to my size 4 Japanese watercolor brush, and I'm going into my purple, and all I'm doing is I'm rolling. I'm just taking the side of the brush and I'm just rolling these really nice little fun shapes. I'm not getting caught up on whether it looks exactly like a flower or not. These are whimsy gestural loose flowers. Now you can keep your watercolor paint as creamy or as loose as you want to. If you keep it creamy, you'll have a more intense colour, but vary it up a bit, and then you can just you know, change it, use everything that you've got up on your brush, and that'll be pretty good. And then finally I'm going into the red, and I'm just again just doing these really nice loose shapes, and you just literally just daub it round. Daub it round, is that a word? And that's as simple as that. Now I'm going to get I'm just going to set this to one side, and I'm going to get the envelope, ensuring that I've got it round the right way, because I do tend to sometimes do that. Again, going back to my round size 4 round brush, and again we're going to just mimic what we've already done. Okay, now we do need enough space to be able to put the name and the address if indeed you're sending it through the post, but you do need to leave a space for you to write the recipient's name, so that's always a good guide. Okay, and again, going into the same colour palette as of what I used on the main card. And again, we're just dotting, we're just dotting around, aren't we, on our envelope. When you're painting directly onto an envelope, because it's not a very thick, it's not watercolour paper, try to be as light and as not too many strokes. That's what I'm struggling to say. Just keep it nice and maybe three kind of bits, you know, three contact, really. I'm struggling at the moment, aren't I, really? It's very hot here today. I've got the studio door open and it's there's no breeze. It's just very hot. I'm not complaining. I am not complaining. I'm going to change to my size for Japanese watercolor brush again. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I just think it enables you to get a different kind of stroke from your brush. Okay, so that's what we're up to now. So that's what we're up to now. So hopefully you're at this stage, and then if you'd rather, you can tape your work down, but I didn't do that. Now I'm going into the green, Newton and Winsor green, and then all I'm doing is just putting these really nice little stems in. Okay. Now I don't want this too creamy, so I'm keeping my my paint nice and thin. Okay. Now we're just anchoring our flower heads to our stems. Okay. And just work your way. Just work your way through your painting. Now you can have thick stalks or thinner stalks. It's entirely up to you, entirely up to you. Now with this cluster of ones that I've painted, I'm just going to just join them all together, and then so it gives us a cluster of. Okay, so I'm just going to put that to one side, and again just loading my brush up and just going and just catching them like so. You can go over and just give it a double check just to make sure that you've got all your flowers have got stems. And we're just attaching those like so. So that's our card and our envelope. What I'm going to do now is just we're going to move the envelope out of the way. Because it's drying quite quickly, I'm just going to go into the pink and just drop a little bit more of a deeper colour in the pink. Okay, it just gives it another dimension to your painting. And I think it just pulls it together. And again, you don't have to be super fussy. We're just making sure that we've just enhancing with a deeper colour. Okay. Like so. And I think we just catch the red. And just catch that red. Does that give it a nice pop? Keep this nice and creamy, the consistency of your paint really nice and creamy, and you'll get some really nice results on that one. Okay. And I think I'm just going to catch the orange like so. And then just move that one out of the way. And I've already got some orange paint on my brush. So, and again, let's just give us a little bit of deeper pink, just to make that pop a little bit. Okay, and so we just let that dry at this stage now, and I'm just going to move these out the way, and we're going to do this little postcard. Now this is really nice and easy. It's the same theme of what we've already done there, but I'm going to be using a smaller brush. I'm going to be using my Japanese watercolour brush. I've already marked out a label area for where I would like my label to go, my address, name and address to go. And again, just dance your brush around. Now all I'm doing on here is kind of like introverted C's, interlocking C's, and just pulling it out a little bit, because it gives you some nice bigger flowers, and you can cover quite a bit if you want to make them a bit bigger. Absolutely. And just dance around your watercolour paper. I think these are really sweet because they're always good to have, and you know what it's like when you think, oh, I haven't seen my friend for a long time, or a neighbour, or you just want to drop off something. These are always lovely to have, and you can just pop them through the letterbox, or indeed send them through the post. But I don't know how about you guys are faring, but our prices of mail is just stamps and things is just, wow, it's just getting more and more expensive. But I guess if you don't do it as often, it's still nice, isn't it, to send happy mail. I think it's important to stay in touch with the people that we value. I'm just going into the orange, and I'm just doing these are kind of three little strokes of the brush, really. It's just to change up what we've already put down, okay? And we just want these really lovely, easy shapes, and we're just going round our watercolour paper, filling in any little gaps that we've got, okay? Until you think, yep, that's nice and balanced. I'm gonna go into yellow this time. I think that'd be quite nice. I haven't used yellow, and I'm just literally just kind of like two little exclamation marks, really, and just put those in. All right. And then I love the purple. It's a lovely colour, isn't it? And so again, we're doing the nice three shapes, 3 strokes, sorry, of our watercolour brush. Now, if you think, oh, I've put too much down, like that one, and you think, oh, it's got too much paint there, don't worry. Just work with it, and it'll give you a different value. It'll just dry a little bit darker than the others, which is what we're striving for, really. We're looking for really nice different values in our work. Okay. And finally, the red. I'm just going to drop, and let's just do a star shape. Okay. Now, if they overlap, I'm not worried about that at all. I think it'll just give me a little bit of something. It'll add a bit of paintiness, make it more painterly, which is lovely. So don't think you're doing it wrong. You can't do it wrong. It's about having fun with our paints and just exploring, really. And I know for a lot of people, when you're starting painting your watercolour, it doesn't feel intuitive to just dot your paint all over the place, because you want to make these flower paintings that look like flowers. I think this is a really freeing and super way of getting used to your watercolours. Now again, I'm going to go back in, well no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to one side to let it dry and I'm going to bring back in the card that we were painting, and I'm just going to do these really nice flicky little leaves. I'm really not spending a lot of time thinking where they should go. I'm just popping them in. Okay, these lovely flicky little, and there's that one, and I just bring back the envelope Now, if you wanted to, you could give it a final splatter, but I tend not to do it on these little chaps because I think there's a lot going on anyway, and I kind of like to keep it nice and clear, nice and uncluttered. I know that sounds funny, doesn't it? Because it's so busy, but that's kind of what I like to do. Okay. I'm just going to pop a little bit. I hope this is, I hope you can see okay. I've been having a few camera issues today, which has been an absolute pain. But hopefully that's okay. So I'm just going to move these out of shot so they can dry and bring back in the postcard. And now I'm going into the green again. And again, I'm just putting these little... Now with these, I kind of don't, excuse me, bring them down to the bottom. I'm just kind of, it's a nod really that they have got these little stems, and that's literally all I'm doing. It's just catching them. I'm not bringing it straight down. I'm just giving them these little stalks, stems. Okay, now you can change up the direction of your stems. That's lovely. Okay, and I kind of quite like that that simpleness. And just keep working round your painting. Okay, I think I've caught everyone. I think they're all there. Oh no, I've just seen a little chap there. Okay, now I have a few spaces, so what I'm going to do is just give some nice little a nod to the leaves. They're not really leaves, they're just, I'm just filling in the spaces really, because sometimes I think I like to use all of the paper up. Found another one there that I'd missed. And if you've got a bigger space like here, I'm just going to do a little cluster, a little I don't know, it could be a seed head, could be anything you want, but that also gives a nice effect when we're painting our whimsy flowers. So that's, and then that's also nice to do. And you just keep going round until you think, yeah, I'm happy with that. I've filled in everything. Now don't be afraid to go over your lines where you've, for your label, for your space for the name. I think that gives quite a nice effect. And just with the tip of the brush, I'm just flicking now, just putting these little fun leaves in. I'm going to put another one in there. Okay, so there we have it. I'll just move my paints out of the way. I'll just bring it up to the camera so you can see. And there we have it. It's a really nice, easy, fun little card. Still a little bit wet. And there's the envelope. And then there's the fun postcard. Well, I do hope you you like this one, and you definitely want to give it a go. It is well worth doing, and you'll be really pleased when you've done them. You'll be really pleased with the results that you get. So I do hope you give them a go. And I'm faffing now, aren't I? So anyway, I'll say goodbye and see you again soon. Bye bye.